Police go above and beyond to help homeless overcome challenging obstacles. In recent years, Oregon's largest city has struggled to address a growing homelessness crisis. As a result, those struggling to survive on the streets aren't getting the help they need, and the once pristine and thriving city has become a cesspool. The issues plaguing the city couldn't be more apparent to Portland's police, as they spend their days patrolling the streets. While they can't solve the crisis on their own, a few dedicated officers are going above and beyond to help the homeless overcome a challenging obstacle that's making it harder for them to get help. The city's reputation. Portland, Oregon has become famous for being an eco-friendly city with countless microbreweries and coffee houses. The city, which is full of beautiful parks, bridges, and bike paths, is also home to thriving art, theater, and music scenes. In recent years, however, the city has become known for something else: a major problem. Over the past few years, Portland has become the home of a homelessness crisis. Unfortunately, the problems have only gotten worse as time has passed. As a result, both the city and the people struggling to survive on its streets have been left to suffer. A once vibrant city. Our city has become a cesspool. Daryl Turner, president of the Portland Police Association, said in a public letter to Mayor Ted Wheeler, "Livability that once made Portland a unique and vibrant city is now replaced with human feces in businesses' doorways, in our parks and on our streets. Aggressive panhandlers block the sidewalks, storefronts, and landmarks like Pioneer Square, discouraging people from enjoying our city. Everyone deserves better. Garbage-filled RVs and vehicles are strewn throughout our neighborhoods," Turner said in his letter, which criticized Mayor Wheeler's ineffective policies. Used needles, drug paraphernalia, and trash are common sights lining the streets and sidewalks of our downtown core area, under our bridges and freeway overpasses. That's not what our families, business owners, and tourists deserve. Out of control. Each night in Portland, there are about 4,000 people who are homeless and have no choice but to sleep on the streets or in tent cities where other homeless congregate. According to those who call Portland home, the problem has continued to grow out of control in the absence of effective policies. Unsurprisingly, drug and crime problems around the city have also skyrocketed. The Petition. Recently, a petition created by Portland residents demands that the mayor and other city officials combat the crisis. According to the residents, there have been more violent crimes, drug use, home burglaries, fires, and pollution as homeless campsites have grown. Desperate for action. The city's residents aren't the only ones getting desperate for the homelessness crisis to be properly addressed. What we need is for our city and county leaders to take responsibility for this crisis getting out of hand, Turner said. They need to put forth actual solutions with actual results and stop throwing hard-earned taxpayer dollars down a black hole. Resources stretched thin. And as the problems continue to grow, resources aimed at helping the homeless population are often stretched too thin. One of those resources is the police force, which is understaffed and inundated with calls regarding crime and drug problems occurring with the homeless. In fact, last year, half the people arrested in Portland were homeless. The real issues. Police officers in Portland know arresting the homeless isn't actually what they need. In reality, the homeless need to be rehabilitated and treated for issues that have led to their current situation. Those issues include substance abuse, disabilities, and mental illness. Severely understaffed. The Portland Police Bureau have not been given nearly enough resources to fulfill its small piece in addressing the homelessness crisis, Turner said. We're understaffed. Officers are unable to spend the time needed to connect our homeless to necessary services, whether it be housing, mental health services, drug rehabilitation, or other resources. A recipe for failure. It's a recipe for failure to put the burden of the homelessness solution on the police bureau's shoulders and then give us insufficient resources to do the work, Turner added. The rank and file of the Portland Police Bureau are working tirelessly to improve livability in our city, preserve public safety, and connect our vulnerable communities to social services. We're the first-line resources on the streets serving the public, including the homeless, every day with care and professionalism. Noticing a pattern. While the police can't fix the homeless crisis on their own, they're doing everything in their power to help. So far, the police have been working hard to hire and train more officers so that they can better help the homeless and get them the help they really need. However, while trying to help the city's homeless get access to services and housing, they started noticing a common problem. According to Sergeant Sean Sally, he and other officers started noticing that many of the homeless people they came in contact with didn't have any forms of identification. For many the victims have spoken to, their IDs are either lost, expired, or have been stolen. Victims of theft. Like many others, Sonya Wesley had valid forms of ID that were stolen while living in the street. The 58-year-old who camps out downtown told KGW8 that she had everything in a purse, which disappeared one day. "I had my tribal ID, a state ID, my social security card, my bank card, everything," said Sonya. "I had it all." A major obstacle. Without an ID, homeless individuals can't get access to services aimed at helping them get off the streets. Getting a valid ID might not seem like a huge task, but for those who are homeless, they can struggle to fill out forms and even confirm their identity. A complex process. It's a complex process because without ID, you can't get ID. Leora Berry, Director of Homeless Services, told KGW8. So you have to prove where you were born. And with changes that also came with concerns about terrorism, there's even more barriers. The first step to rehabilitation. It's a big hurdle, Sergeant Sally, who leads the Central Precinct's neighborhood response team, told Willamette Week. They don't have their IDs, and they have to go through the process of getting an ID before they can do any HUD paperwork to get into services, Sergeant Sally added. Above and beyond. According to Sergeant Sally, 2 of his officers have made it their personal mission to address this first obstacle. Recently, Officer Ryan Engweiler and Officer Tim Engstrom started what's been called ID Project to help the homeless confirm their identity and get new IDs. In order to do that, the pair's gone so far as joining people at the DMV and have also become certified notaries. In the system. According to the pair, it sometimes actually helps if an individual has had a previous run-in with the law. What this program allows us to do is provide that proof of identity of who the person is. Engstrom told KGW8. If they've been in the system, if we've had previous contact with them, we can kind of use that to actually help them for a change and get their ID, so we can get over that barrier and get them into housing. Plans to expand the project. "We just know the individuals," said Officer Engweiler. "We know the issues they have and how difficult it is for them." The pairs based their project on a program in Houston, Texas that helped people get IDs and then connected them to offer mental health services, jobs, and housing programs. So far, the officers have helped 22 people living on Portland streets get valid IDs. They plan on expanding the program in the future to help even more people. Check out these other videos from Let Me Know. If you haven't made the move to subscribe to our channel, all you need to do is click on that red subscribe button. Thank you for watching.